Hey everyone, it's me, Jimmy from South Park, and you're listening to the Hoppe and SuperRICH show.
So, you weren't there, Risky, but we opened up the show, and I opened it up a little bit more dirty than I do here. It's not dirty, but I say call the show. Maybe you want to talk dirty to us. I'm kidding. Obviously.
Well, you're allowed to do that on WNUR because of our time slot.
Yeah, overnight.
As long as we use our disclaimer.
Or even, you can do it on normal FM radio if you're on like a format that's like hard rock or hip-hop where you have an edgy show like Rover's Morning Glory, Bob and Brian in Milwaukee, Dave and Chuck the Freak in Detroit. I'm just naming off shows that are edgy where you can say that. But you can't say that on like 101.9 The Mix. You know what I mean? Something that caters to women. You can't say that.
Hey, that'd be great, though, if we had a gig on a big-time Chicago radio station.
Yeah, I wish. All right, so here's what happened. We get this call after I talk about our St. Louis vacation.
Oh, is this the one about the cops?
Is there music playing? I hear music playing in the background.
Oh, yeah. Let me turn that off real quick, Risky. I can't hear it, but it's very soft, but I did turn it off. All right.
Is this the one when that guy called in after, like, the DUI and cop stuff?
No.
Nope,
This is even
different
better.
one. Oh.
Those two were real calls. This was a girl who actually wanted to talk dirty to us, and it was weird. So we get the phone ringing. It's during break, and I'm thinking maybe it's a song request. I wasn't sure because it's Super Rich. It was a segment on St. Louis. Like, it wasn't one that you're going to get a comment on, so I was a little confused.
All right.
The one time I'm not there, we get a bunch of callers.
Yeah, I guess
it wasn't like we promoted.
I guess
it,
that
yeah.
mean we should not bring you to Northwestern then. I'm kidding.
Unfortunately, you're stuck with me that week that Super Rich is gone.
Yeah, I'll be gone, a week from Saturday.
Man, I can't wait. All right. So we get this call from this girl named Kara. She's like, is this the Hoppe SuperRICH show?
Did you get her number?
Let me describe. What? Yes. But let me describe. And I go, what's up, baby? And she goes, how's your night going? Blah, blah, blah. We're talking off air. So I get her on the air, Super Rich, and immediately we're like, what's up, baby? How's it going? And she goes, my night's going well. And didn't you immediately get a weird vibe from the call? Like, what's wrong with this?
Yeah, well,
broad?
pretty much anyone who calls. Not towards the end of the show when we had some good callers, but most of the time when people call, they're
troll callers.
They're not good people.
Not troll callers. They're actual real callers. They're just bad crap crazy. That's the usual problem. So we talked to her. You can check it out on my app, Hoppe Radio, or at my podcast. So here's what happened. I was talking dirty to her on the air as a joke. So here's what happened. The segment's over with, Super Rich. And I kept saying to you, me and her are talking off the air, and I said, should I go over to her house? I'm not even trying to get some action. She's a huge fan of the show. I've heard of other radio shows that meet their crazy fans. Maybe she'll be like a Wag Pack member. Maybe she's as good looking as she said, because she said she looked like Cindy Crawford. No, I didn't think she looked like Cindy Crawford in her prime.
I didn't believe that for a second.
But I thought maybe she had long hair, a decent body. I'm thinking maybe it's comparable where she's at least not a looker, but she's not hideous. And plus, she lives in the town next to me, so it's on the way home. So it's 4 a.m. I get to the place, and I'm looking for it. And all of a sudden, I hear, babe, babe. And she's screaming it. Babe. Like, she's screaming it so loud that when I was playing rap music in my car, I could sort of hear it. So that's how loud she's screaming it. So I parked the car, and she goes, are you happy? And I go, yeah. And she goes, hi, I'm Kara. And this is at 4 a.m. I don't know what is wrong with me, Super Rich and Risky, but I went to a fan's house. And like I said, I wasn't trying to get some action or get my rocks off. I was just trying to see what's up.
Yeah.
So she goes, do you want some coffee real quick? And I go, no. She goes, you know what? Too bad. I'm going to get some coffee. You know what I mean? So she begins to bring out the coffee. And I swear to God, this had to be the worst coffee I have ever had. I mean, this coffee was like rocket fuel. But actually, to compare it to rocket fuel is a disgrace to the taste of rocket fuel. This was worse than battery acid. I don't know what she made this coffee out of, but it was awful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she begins going, I don't want you to think I'm crazy, and we're sitting on her porch, but I know I don't look like Cindy Crawford, but the problem was I got electrocuted 4 times in my life by lightning. So that's what happened. I used to be hideous, babe. But now I think
That's a lie, too. Nobody gets struck by lightning 4 times.
She was just born hideous.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're talking, and she goes, wow, you're not like the person you are on the air. You're loud and obnoxious, and you're really quiet and timid. And I go, what do you mean, baby? And she goes, yeah, you're not as obnoxious as you are. And I go, why? And she goes, because you were so hyper on the air, and now you're quiet. And she goes, and this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. I don't want you to judge me. But she goes, maybe I could cheer you up and get you a little less tense. And I go, what do you mean? Even though I knew what she meant. She goes, let's come in my basement. Hopefully you won't wake up my parents. She's like 50.
This woman was 50, living with her parents.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Trying to have material. So we go in our basement. And, dude, there's like bongs everywhere. There's like empty cigarette packs, empty like Cheeto packs, this and that. And it gets better. So she goes, what do you want to do? And I'm not trying to do anything. I'm like, well, what do you think? And she goes, here. And she touches my leg. And I'm like, ugh. She goes, why are you shaking? And I'm like, because I'm a little uncomfortable. And she goes, here, I'll turn on a tape that will make you a little bit well-adjusted. And she turns on this, like, romantic music. And she goes, here.
You sure had a hell of a night.
Yeah, I sent Super Rich a text because I was so embarrassed of what I did. Because I felt dirty. And I'm like, Super Rich, can you talk? And you're like, no, it's 5 a.m. I'm laying in bed like normal people. Yeah. And that's not what you said, but that's how I read the text.
I'm glad that I wasn't there this week to experience this, because we usually drive together.
Yeah, he would have dragged you. Yeah, he would have dragged you along.
I probably would have had to walk back to Ryan's house, even though I don't know the way from WNUR to his house.
Dude,
it would take you like multiple hours.
She touches
Call Super Rich to pick me up.
Yeah. She touches my leg. I can third base, and I go, I was like speechless. I go, I left the coffee out on the porch. So I'll be right back, and I'm totally into this right now. You know what I mean, baby? But I go, I'll be right back because I'm going to go, get some coffee. Like, I didn't know what to say. So I go outside, and when I say I got out of there as fast as I could, I mean, I sped out of there like this. I'm going 50 in the parking lot. Once I reached the street...
Did she run after you?
No, because she was in the basement probably waiting for me, maybe getting in some lingerie.
Is she still waiting?
I don't know. And the best part was I just left her hanging. I bet she's like, wow, a man hasn't said I'm attractive because I was just playing with her. I was just trying to get material for the show. Probably since 1984 when that guy was blackout drunk at the bar. And during the whole call, she was talking about, can you bring over some cocaine? So when I didn't, she seemed a little disappointed. So I
Did she really think you were going to bring over?
That was the best part. If you listen to it on Spreaker.com/user/Ryan Hoppe to listen to it in podcast or on our app, you'll hear the call. She's like, and can you bring over some Coke? And me and Super Rich didn't believe it at first.
Right. I think I remember I'm saying, no, that's not what she said.
And we're like,
then,
Super Rich, why didn't you go with Ryan over to this lady's
No,
house?
I wasn't going to go.
Because here's the thing.
Super
Rich actually has a high IQ. Super Rich actually has an instinct. Super Rich actually...
Well, it's out of my way, too. I was just trying to get home to go to sleep. It's
and you have a bit of a conscience, and you're not a moron.
It's like 3 in the morning.
There's also Bears-Packers weekend.
Yeah, I did want to get some sleep before that blowout.
What a game I missed. Whoa.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't at the show, because I had to get up to go to the game.
Yeah. I wish I could probably take that back.
And
right?
it was fun. It was the first game I went to when they played the Packers.
Right.
So, I mean, it was fun, Bears-Packers weekend, except it was just kind of one of those things that... I don't know.
First half, you were feeling pretty good. Second half, you wanted to shoot yourself.
No. It started when I wanted to shoot myself was when there was 10 seconds left in the first half when Bennett didn't get in.
Yeah. So that was bad.
So, yeah, I missed the bad Bears game, but I think it was even worse. I go home and I have a burrito, which is probably 1,400 calories, and I'm the guy who counts the calories.
Which this probably sounds like it's 6 a.m. now.
And I had 3 beers, the burrito. I didn't really cry in my living room, but I watched Trailer Park Boys, and I just said, "What's wrong with me?" And my uncle comes in and he goes, "Ryan, I listened to the show. You sound like you're having fun. Why do you look depressed?" And he probably has no idea what I meant by this, but I go, "If only you know, I'm an effing dumbass. I went in my room, I slammed the door at 5:10 in the morning, and I went to bed feeling dirty." So yeah. What were you doing at 5:10 in the morning, Risky?
Sleeping.
What were
getting
you
ready
doing,
for the Bears
Super Rich?
game?
Sleeping.
I went to a crazy broad's house, and she tried to get my rocks off, but I got the hell out of there. All right, we'll be right back on the Hoppe and Super Rich Show, and we will break down in Super Rich News why Michael Phelps is a dumbass. After this, hang on.
The Hoppe and Super Rich Show. This is an official broadcast of Hoppe Radio. For more info, check out hopperadio.com and hoppesworld.com.